I got no video for y'all. Just bitch. Season 17, episode 7. Let's get into it. So, Sean chooses Ashley for the first indie date. They go to their own private island and jump off a boat and swim to it and just cuddle and shit and, make movie type views in the sunset and in the beach water kissing on each other. He did ask her, like, has the drama settled down or whatever and whatnot, and she was like, nah, Tierra's still a bitch. Sean chooses Tierra for the second date, and the card pretty much says they'll be walking the city and whatnot. And Tierra was like, I thought my date would be something I like. Like, girl, we had to sit up here and have you look like you wanted to kill whoever got on a one-on-one for weeks. And now you finally get one, and you doing the fucking most? Like, who cares what? You need to have that same type energy as Leslie. Leslie was like, oh yeah, spending time with him, I don't care what we do. We could be on Tierra's cot and it'll be a good time. Like, if y'all was to just stay in the house and watch previous seasons of The Bachelor, that's a good one-on-one. That's a good one-on-one. Anytime that you get is a good one-on-one. Why the fuck are you complaining? Especially you wanted this shit for weeks. So, Ashley says she had something that Sean should know and that she never brought up, and she was tearing up and was like, I'm sorry. And I wasn't sure what it was going to be. I thought she was finna say she had a side nigga back at home. But pretty much, she said she was married and she was in high school. She was a junior when she got married, and she broke up their senior year. Which, wasn't bad at all. Not what I thought. And of course, I don't want to say you can't like fault her for that, but it's like knowing her story and knowing, her abandonment issues and the, stories about her family and just knowing, her childhood, her adolescence and growing up and stuff like that. It kind of makes sense that she was so desperately craving that companionship, and kind of explains why she was in a relationship, or not just a relationship, why she was married as a high school junior, because she just wanted that kind of attachment. So, I mean, it's understandable, and it ended fast, and I'm sure she hasn't been in anything, or at least she hasn't said that she's been in anything that serious since then. So, learning, progressing, I'm all for it. On Sean's date with Tierra, he tells her that they should go to this little parade and whatnot. And, they do that. They're having fun or whatever. And Tierra says, oh, he's distant. Like, I feel like he's distant. And Sean even confirmed it. He was like, I'm distant because of the drama that's been going on in the house. So, that's why I'm kind of laid back a little bit more. Leslie gets the second indie date. For the group date, Sean wakes all the women up and takes pictures of them to see what they look like in the morning without makeup. Then he tells them to get dressed and they gotta go. So they go and watch the sunset, and where they are, they're the first people to see the sunset. Then they go to the sugar mill, which I'm not sure what that is. Sounds like it tastes good. I don't know. They end the group date on the beach, just getting one-on-one time with Sean. Catherine tells Sean, with meeting families around the corner, that her father won't be there because when she was younger, he struggled with depression and had attempted suicide when they was younger. So he's in China right now. Bless her and her father's heart, really her family in general, because that kind of shit doesn't just affect the people who see the shit like that. It affects, her sister, her mother, really everybody in the family, your grandmother, because that's your son. So, yeah, really tough. Couldn't imagine it. Sean ends the date with giving Lindsay the rose, so he will be seeing her family next week for sure. Sean says in his confessional on Lindsay's indie date that he feels like he has a stronger connection with the other women, and Lindsay, is it Lindsay or Leslie? It's Leslie. My bad. I think I said Lindsay. Anyway, it's Leslie. Yeah, he doesn't feel like him and Leslie's relationship is where it needs to be, but he wants to see if this date will change his mind or confirm what he feels about it not being to the adequate level that the rest of the relationships are on. So Tierra and Ashley get into it. In the midst of their argument, Sean is talking to his sister and he's like, oh, I'll introduce you to Tierra and see what you think. Because he's pretty much telling her the whole situation with Tierra and drama and the other girls not liking her and whatnot. And his sister is like, oh, if other girls don't like her, then that should already tell you all you need to know. But, Sean was like, well, how about you meet her and you see what you think or whatever. So when he goes up there, of course, she giving Crocs, and he goes outside to think about it for a second, and then he comes back in and he's like, I know how taxing this experience is for you, and I don't want to hold you here, if you're struggling. So he finally sends her home. And I know what you guys are thinking. Every time a girl left, you said it was hard seeing them leave and hard seeing them cry and whatnot. But, if Tierra just is as desirable as she says and all men want her, this really shouldn't affect her, that deeply. And she might just get over it. By the time of the reunion, she might just have a nigga. Which, that's nothing new when it comes to this show. And when it comes to the reunion, yes, majority of these women be having niggas. But, that's usually the women who were off of the show at first. We all the way on big episode 8. You know what I'm saying? What is it, 7 or 8? I fucking forget. I don't even think I said the right episode in the beginning. But fuck it. We running with it. We on big episode 7 or 8. It's coming to the point now where it's like you damn near at the finish line. It's like 4 girls left. So it's like, come on. And also, I also don't feel bad, not just for that reason. I also don't feel bad because it's like you were supposed to pull it to, like when Sean came in and he told you, hey, I want you to meet somebody, you should have known it was a family member. I don't know if it was parents. Of course, it was his sister. But I'm saying, if I'm in her spot, I don't know who it is. Parents, sister, a surprise kid. I'm not sure. But if Sean wants me to meet somebody who's near and dear to him, and this is the chance to really make that impression, I'm putting aside whatever the fuck just went on, and I'm going down there and I'm meeting his people. You know what I'm saying? And that really would have, that for sure would have kept her. Especially if the sister met her and she got the sister's nod of approval, she definitely would have made it. I know all the time we say, we never know. No, she definitely would have. Because Sean really didn't make this decision until his sister said, hey, if she beefing with the rest of the bitches, you should already know what it is. That's what really forced his hand to make a decision. But until then, he wasn't really thinking about having to either choose Tierra and or the other girls. So, yeah. Sean meets the girls afterwards and pretty much says no drama. And that he knows, where his head is at. And he's already set on what he wants to do. So there will be no cocktail party. At the rose ceremony, not the cocktail party. At the rose ceremony, in the end, he ends up sending Leslie home. So I guess the date didn't change his mind. Leslie's cool. Fuck with Leslie. Tough seeing her go. Hope she finds love. That's the end of this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, your friends.